Hello, Royal Affairs family. This is Roy.
And I'm Yolanda.
And we're your guides in Royal Affairs, where we show you affairs done right.
So, babe, I think we definitely need to thank everyone for your patience. We know it's been a minute. It's been kind of busy in the Spearman household.
As per usual.
July is always busy because of the birthdays, the celebrations, and all of that. And then we just dropped our middle daughter off to grad school, so getting her all ready and prepared and all of that. And then I've been under the weather. Well, I've got over a sinus infection 2 weeks ago. Now I have another one because we went back to the same place. And then we're also preparing for our first annual our inaugural affair. We're taking a group with us on Virgin Voyages. I'm super excited about that. And it's back to school preparation time for us. We homeschool our younger two, so getting all that. So it's been
the principal's office is all set. We ready.
Been kind of busy, but thank you guys so much for hanging in there with us and showing us love. We appreciate it. We're at 41 subscribers. We're trying to get to 50 because we want to take you guys along with us when we go on our Virgin Voyage. When we go on Virgin Voyages. But yeah, we're super excited. It's been super busy. But again, thank you guys. We're new at this, so just trying to find our rhythm and our routine and, Roy's schedule, my schedule, the kiddos, just trying to make sure. All of that. So thank you guys so much again. We like to always say we are not professionals. We are not relationship gurus, as Roy likes to say. We are simply a couple who've been through the ups and downs and come out on the other side and want to share our experience and our story. Right, babe?
Indeed.
So speaking of therapists, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. So one of the questions is, should we seek professional help, or should we seek counseling, or should we, go to therapy?
Why you laughing?
Because there is this stigma in some communities, mainly probably our community, that we don't see therapists, or we don't go to counseling or anything like that. And I like how, I can't remember who said it, but someone was like, it's okay to have therapy and it's another T word, and it's about the Bible. Okay, it's gonna come back to me, and when it comes back to me, but it's okay to have both, right? And so I laughed because when I first was informed about the affair, we went to our pastor. And usually when you're in the church, that's one of the first places that you want to seek help from, right? You want to seek guidance and things like that. And it was not a good fit for us.
Correct. I think that the focus there was, there's a difference between marital ministry and therapy. So not taken away from marital ministry,
right?
But important. At some point, you have to deal with the root personal behavioral issues that drove you to seeking an extra marital relationship. Right, so there's things that have to be uncovered, and a licensed therapist can help you dig to that. Your marital ministry can help support you in that, but first and foremost, you have to figure out kind of personally, behaviorally, what's going on you, what has been in your upbringing, the two of you's upbringing, that contributed to where you are right now, right? So you're trying to navigate through that, and you need a guide. to help you through that. And I believe that there may be some pastors or spiritual leaders that can do both, but you have to be skilled and trained in actually doing both. So
yeah,
I'll pause.
Therapy and theology.
It came to you. So you just needed me to talk for like 45 minutes.
No, baby, that's very good, because I was also going to say, that's not to say that your spiritual leader or pastor can't do that. Is that just wasn't the case with us, and we knew that we needed someone that was unbiased, right? We needed someone who would not be afraid of questions that I had, and that was another thing that we learned in therapy. So, should you seek professional help? I definitely think it is worth seeking, because there are some things, as Roy mentioned, that the therapist is going to help you both to uncover, and some of the things, and of course we won't be able to get through all of these things today, but some of the things is that you're not alone, right? And then you can gain expert guidance. You're in a safe space. We trust and pray that you are in a safe, space, and we did not feel safe, which is why we went to seek professional help. A therapist can help you rebuild trust. It's there for personal growth and to learn those communication skills, and then also offer hope and healing, and then to remind you that it's a journey. And then, as Roy mentioned, definitely to delve into those root issues, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you speak to. If you don't delve into those root causes and those root issues, then that's not going to be helpful. That's not going to be helpful at all. So one of the things that I wanted to just touch base on for me on the importance of seeking professional help was that we had a safe space. And I mentioned earlier about, not being afraid of my questions. When we were, one of the questions, or maybe a lot of the questions, but some of the questions that I asked when we were speaking with our pastor, the response was, well, you don't want to know the answer to that. And that threw me for a loop, because if you're like me, I am very analytical. I like to call myself an overcoming perfectionist. And so if I have asked the question, then I have thought about that question a million and zillion and quadrillion times. And so I'm very deliberate on what I ask, and I come to the point of, well, if I ask the question, then I want to know the answer. Will the answer hurt me? Probably. Will it hurt me more to not know and then wonder in my mind, dang, I should have asked that question. So that's something that was very important to me. We found a safe space in therapy where there were no, you don't need to ask this question. No, you don't want the answer to that. And no, you can't say the person's name. Another thing that just is like, yeah. So I wanted to not give power to, and I'm not going to say the name out loud on YouTube for, because I want to protect that person and their family, but I wanted to not have power of that name or the incident or the affair to have power over me. So any question that I had, I approached Roy with it, and I asked him. And one of the things that our counselor told us was, okay, hey, Roy, and I don't know if you remember this, but he was like, basically, like, the worst has happened, right? So the affair has already happened, right? That's the worst. Her asking questions, that's just her way of trying to wrap her mind around what has happened. So by not answering the questions, who are you really trying to protect? Are you trying to protect yourself, or are you trying to protect, Yolanda? And so that really proved to be beneficial and helpful in finding a safe space.
Yeah, for sure. the ability of a therapist to allow you to walk into what may seem like a unseemingly difficult question, able to hear both sides, and even if there's an emotional pit or a dark place, to have the skills and expertise to help you move out of that, because sometimes you have to, another benefit was being able to sit with being uncomfortable. All of the questions, all of the issues, topics, and things that we went through weren't necessarily comfortable, didn't feel comfortable. But the therapist, a professional, has the ability to, if you're willing to as well, right? To be able to, as they say, go there, live in that space, uncover what's supposed to be uncovered, find the jewel or the remedy or the root cause, and then be able to walk out of that. And not necessarily will that always happen in one session, in one hour session. You may have to kind of come back to it, because maybe you, and we've experienced it, you kind of go towards it, and it's like, wait, okay, this, not necessarily being totally prepared to go as deep as we needed to at that particular time. But the licensed professional, they don't forget, right? So they will bring you back to that particular space so that you can figure out what's right there. You don't see me writing on this desk here, but what is it right there that needs to be dealt with, so that you can have that safe space, uncover from that, and then plot a path forward.
Yeah, I was definitely going to say that, and we want to make sure that we let our viewers know it's not going to happen overnight, and Correct. It's not going to happen maybe in one session or two, because there are a couple of sessions where we both blew up, and we had to, our therapist like, okay, you know what is, Roy walked out, I walked. So those are things that are expected. Those are things that are normal, because again, you are going deep. You're trying to find the root cause. You're trying to get answers. You're trying to, think about, your past, and all of these things, and they come in play. And like Roy said, sometimes you're in theory, in theory, it's, yeah, we gonna go there and do this, but putting it into actual use, especially that those first times, is gonna be challenging, right? But if you are willing to put in the work, and if you are willing to ask yourself the hard questions, answer the hard questions, have those difficult conversations, then it becomes a little less challenging with each question, with each session. Is that the word I'm looking for? Yeah. Okay. Another thing that really resonated with me was about rebuilding. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all know we got the little one, so I just thought I saw one. Rebuilding trust. And when you are seeking to find what that root cause is, a therapist is going to help you to be able to take some steps, not only to discover what that root cause is, but to help you to do things that are going to rebuild trust. I know I like the scenario that you always give to our kids when it comes to me. And I know on one of my shameless plug, follow me on Instagram, Yolanda White Spearman. I think I put on there something about I am a trust earner. So I call it nature by nurture, or a little bit of both. I am one that you have to earn my trust. I don't just give trust. And once that trust has been broken, it's gonna take it's going to take some time for you, or it's going to take some effort for you to earn it again. And what one of the things that you tell the kids, or that you said you've noticed, or that you were prepared for during this journey when it comes to trust and rebuilding with me?
Making bigger deposits and being consistent. What used to work before, if it was, let's just use, currency. If it was a 5 cents deposit before, well, it's probably going to take larger deposits and more consistent deposits to kind of make up for that for that deficit. So the idea of what you did in the past, and past behaviors, may not necessarily have the same currency as they did before. So you may need to do a little bit more to help build up that trust deposit or that trust account.
Yeah, and so interesting, because you are quite the opposite. You are a trust giver.
I'm a trust giver.
I am a trust earner. They say opposites attract, but yeah. So your therapist can help you navigate through that, and then come up with some things that are going to help you navigate that process and building trust. And one of the things that we learned, and it may not seem as obvious, but when you talk about communicating, right? Mm-hmm. So one of our therapists was like, okay, and we have two very different communicative styles.
Communication style.
We communicate differently. See, even that. So Word will say something. He'll say okay, and okay can mean 3 different things. Like okay can mean yep. Okay can mean I hear what you're saying, but I ain't about to do what you said, or something else. But yeah, we communicate differently. And so our therapist said, okay, here's what you guys should do. Set a timer. And then one person talks, and the timer goes off. And then the other person repeats or replays what has been said. Make sure that, there's no misunderstandings, and that what was said is how it landed. And then you go in reverse. So just learning picking up those helpful skills is definitely something that the therapist or licensed professional can help you with.
For sure.
Can you tackle one more?
For sure.
Okay, what about personal growth? Because I know that usually when you go into a therapist or a counselor, and it's about the marriage, right? So this is what happened. So hubby had an affair, and this. Not only will your therapist, counselor, licensed professional help you with finding the root cause and going through as a couple, but it's also an opportunity for personal growth and development, right?
For sure.
I thought you was gonna say more than just for sure.
Well, lead into it.
So how has it helped me? How has it helped me individually? So I know when we first got married, it was always this, okay, there's something wrong with you, you fix this problem, you fix this problem. And my mom, in the early years of our marriage, said something along the lines of, focus on you, like where are you and what are you doing, and all of those things like that. And I guarantee you, she may not have said I guarantee, but the emphasis was on focus on you, right? And so fast forward many, many years later, and yes, the act that was committed was, hard and hurtful and all of those things, but being able to speak to our therapist, and then being able to communicate my feelings, because I think I do a good job of communicating my feelings. I don't necessarily always have the words to describe the emotion, so I'll say something like, okay, what do you call it when you're like this or you're like that, right? And so being being able to now say, hey, babe, I feel unheard, I feel unsupported, like being able to put words into why are you looking at me like that?
I'm just listening to you, baby girl. You on a roll. You on a roll. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
Being, he says that because one take, one mic. We're doing this one time. Yeah, just being more confident in expressing and using the right words to describe how I'm feeling. And then also looking at myself and saying, okay, well, this is what you want from him. Are you doing what he needs or what he wants from you? So not only just shining the light on, what you're doing or what you're not doing, but being introspective myself. Okay, well, girl, how are you? What are you doing? So I'm not sure that I would have been as intentional on my personal growth and development if we did not, as far as being the best version of myself that I can be. Because when I'm the best version of myself that I can be and I present that best version to you, then you have the best version in our relationship. So I'm not sure that I would have been as concerned about that introspection. I don't know, maybe so. But again, that's definitely helped me to grow and to mature and to be okay with being out here on these social media streets and sharing our truths with the world, because we know that we're helping someone. So just gaining that, I know I've always had that confidence, but I think just going through this experience and having that help just, elevated. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Find a dictionary.
Right. Let me ask the kids as we started this homeschool year after Labor Day, because I'm old school and I'm from Chicago. We'll be starting after Labor Day.
Yeah. So you touched on an interesting topic: personal growth through this particular process. So kind of tying into the need for working with a counselor or a licensed therapist, that personal growth is an outcome from, hey, where are the contributing factors that are kind of laden within me as an individual. So the need for affirmation was one thing that kind of came up and really drove me to think about, well, why is it, Roy, that your need for affirmation is so great? So we kind of went through that, but the growth perspective was, well, what do I need to do differently? I have affirmation here at home, right? So Yolanda will, praise me, and she'll, send me text messages and things of those nature. So for me, receiving those, and then also not necessarily always seeking affirmation, especially in the wrong places, right? So getting to a point where being comfortable in my own skin, even at 48, 49, 50, 51 years old, is a growing process. The growth experience, personal growth, individual growth, is helped when you have that mirror and that light, and you understand what the impact of your personal action has on your mate or Yolanda here. Understanding that and knowing that, man, I do want my marriage to be a thriving marriage. I do want us to be able to share with one another and have that deeper level of intimacy. But that only comes through us being connected, right? So that growth space for me was definitely a piece that was definitely helpful.
Yeah, so again, we surely didn't touch on all of the different things that going to a therapist or counselor can bring. Maybe we can revisit this if you guys want us to touch on some of the other things that we mentioned earlier, then you know what to do. Say talk. What do you talk about those
Stop,
other
drop,
things?
and roll.
No, but listen, we're not wanting you guys to just take our words for, hey, the growth that Roy and Yolanda and Roy are royal. We don't want you just to take our word for it. So Roy is you're going to put in our therapist? Yeah?
Oh, the video?
Yeah?
Yeah,
No?
sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
maybe. Or maybe just a snippet? I don't know. Or all of it? I don't know. Yeah. I mean, we're talking about the importance of, seeking a therapist. And again, we've been working with our therapist since 2017.
Sounds about right.
2017. Yeah. And we actually are still going to him, not because things are going haywire or anything like that, but it's okay when
maintenance.
It's okay. Yeah, maintenance. Now we are on making sure that we speak one another's love language. So that's another thing that going to and I said I wouldn't, but I didn't mention that, but speaking one another's love language is another great thing that was brought up during some of our sessions. So that's what we're working on now. But again, you don't have to take our word for it. We're going to have some words from our wonderful therapist. Here, there. Y'all know he the IT guy.
Hello, Royal Affairs family. This is Roy.
And I'm Yolanda.
And we're with Royal Affairs, and we're your guys to show you guys
Affairs done right. So remember, we always begin our these series with, we're not therapists, we're not counselors, we're not anything like that.
But today we're in therapy session.
Today we're actually in our therapy session. So we're going to let our therapist tell you a little bit about himself. Hold on. All right, here we go.
Hi, my name is Honor Sitola, and I'm a licensed professional counselor, and I'm all here in Frisco, Texas at Inside Fitness Professional Counseling, and it's been an honor working with the Spearmans, and I'm sure you guys have heard about some of the great stuff we work with, we come up with, and it's been a joy. All the years I've gotten to know them and to see what they've done and what they've brought to you guys. So, hey, I'm always delighted to work with people, and it's always my pleasure. So if you're looking for a therapist, look us up, www.insidefitness.us.
On infidelity and things like that. So we're gonna shake things up a bit. We're gonna talk about some we're gonna, I'm sorry, the little ones in the background. We're gonna talk about how to keep the relationship going, how to bring some spice into your life. And one of the things that we may do is bring our younger two in here to ask us some questions. Not anything deep or anything like that, but they've been trying to start their YouTube channel. So we said, nope, y'all gotta, because daddy's in IT and he ain't about that life, but you guys can come and help mommy and daddy. So maybe we'll get them in here to ask us some, would you rather, or some things like that, as it relates to like fun family, topics and things like that. And then maybe we'll do some cocktails and conversations and, keep the mood light, things like that. So be on the lookout for that. And when we do have the little ones on, y'all please show our babies some love and like and subscribe.
Yeah. And speaking of that, so just go ahead, even for this video, go ahead and hit that like button, and then as well make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our upcoming content. So until next time, I'm Roy.
And I'm Yolanda.
And we're your guides in Royal Affairs, where we show you
Affairs done right. See you guys next time.